Be Inspired TV. Everything in life can be taught, and it's possible that you can be at the level you aspire to be in life. Join your host, Pastors Lenmo and Nancy Tarengwa, as they take us through inspired life success tips.
Mr. Gwatidzo, talking of starting a business, there are a lot of youngsters who aspire to be, where you are right now, and they want to get there. There's one of the limiting factors, that is the capital of starting business. A lot of people have got ideas, they've got things that they want to do, but the funding is one of their greatest problems. You starting your business at the age of 9 and growing it, how has it affected you, the capital aspect? How did you overcome that?
Capital is a real issue and it's a real challenge, especially here in Africa. But what I always believe in is you've got a lot of young people sometimes that are willing to quickly jump into business when they are not ready to be in business.
Wow.
So, there is a lot of planning that needs to be done for one to say, I want to have a business. For me, it has taken me several years of wrong decisions, of wrong businesses, of doing things wrongly, for me to actually start to understand the best way that I'm supposed to do it. So you find out that investors, they are always looking for the right businesses. So the fact that you don't have anyone willing to pay money for your business, it means it's just not good enough.
Wow.
So the real issue is about investing enough time in terms of building a convincing business, proposal. Because everyone, wants to make money. If they see that they're able to make money with whatever you're doing, why not?
Sure.
And like what I said initially is, don't be restricted in Zimbabwe. Now there is a lot of crowdsourcing funds that are out there. If you've got a good project, you feel that, it's a disruptive solution that you're doing, there's always people that are willing to fund those kind of initiatives globally.
Wow.
But the issue is there is no real disruption in terms of the kind of businesses that people are doing. Me, I believe entrepreneurship is when you are solving real challenges that are faced within your community.
This is deep.
So just copying what other people are doing is not entrepreneurship. Because why would someone invest in what you're doing when there is nothing amazing about what you're doing? So people are always looking for things that are different. People are always looking at real new solutions. So that's where I see where most young people struggle. They don't have ways to really differentiate their value proposition, to make it unique, and to make a real impact in terms of actually solutions within the society. That's where the struggle is. Where there is vision, there is always provision. But the challenge is the vision is not convincing enough for someone to take $1,000 from their pocket and say, you know what, I'm interested in what you're doing. So there has to be a lot of work in terms of understanding what you're doing and building in terms of what you're doing. Like what I said is, it's all about working. I think we once had this conversation when I was saying that, right now there is pretty much a wrong culture in young people where they get so excited about being motivated to do things that are not real.
Real, yeah.
So, and what I always tell people that I've never seen a rich person that has become rich by accident. It was hard work after hard work, after hard work, after hard work. And there's no wealth that comes overnight. I've been in business for the last 15 years, but I'm still not where I want to be. Wow. I'm still learning. I'm still, doing things differently. So it's one thing that young people have to know is, find somewhere where you work, get the right experience, get the corporate culture, learn how business is supposed to be done. Then you venture into your own businesses. So it's a whole lot of learning that is needed for one to start to understand in terms of, this is what I want to do. And investors, they look at all these things. Banks, they look at all these things. How long have you been doing what you're doing? What experience do you have to run this kind of business? So if you want to own a restaurant, find a job in a restaurant, work in a restaurant, master how they're running it. What are they not doing right? What are they doing right?
Yeah.
So, but most people, they don't understand that. They just wake up, I want to own a bank. they don't know how a bank operates because they feel so. So business is not about feelings. It's not about feelings. It's about real work and real experience. So that's why I always say that, you know what, to young people, find any type of job until you meet your dream. Don't wait and say, I want to be a pilot, so I'm waiting to be a pilot. You still have got clothes to buy, bills to pay. So you need to get any job that you can get. I started as a clerk, and my job was to sort checks. So I would wait and stand the whole day sorting checks and seeing who's got money and who doesn't have money. And at that time, I didn't even have money to go back home. But it didn't stop me because I had a dream to become a tech entrepreneur one day. That was my starting point. And that's where I built from. And today I'm here.
Wow.
Yeah.
You are hearing it, youngsters. You know, it's not about money. It's about experience can be your capital. As Mr. Gwatidzo is saying, you can't spend the rest of your day sleeping at home and expect to be an entrepreneur. He is saying, find a job. Even if it means you're not paid to do that job, just offer your service. And while you're doing that, you are gaining experience, and that can be one of your part of your capital. This is deep, Mr. Gwatidzo. And you know, we've got youngsters now these days who are just seated at home, and because of this, some of them say we've got nothing to do. We can't do nothing in our tribe. There's no one who had ever done anything. You know, does culture or something contribute to what you are doing? Maybe if I ask you a question right now to say what you are doing right now, is anyone in your bloodline ever done this, or God has got his unique way of dealing with these kind of things for you to know, or to know what exactly you're supposed to do in life? But some they're saying in our culture, there's no one who ever done phones. But how come people are expecting me to do this? I've got nothing to do. And people end up sitting at home. What message do you have for such kind of people?
I think in my family, no one has ever owned a business. I think I'm the first line of generation in terms of business. But I think business, it's a matter of mindset. Hard work is hard work, irrespective of what you do. So like what I said, when I used to work for the bank, right? I think for four consecutive years, I used to get awards, like the best worker of the year, you know, the best employee of the year, the best salesperson of the year. I know for 4 years, I knew that every year I was going on a holiday. And the holiday was a function of an award that I would have won. Because hard work is a culture. It doesn't matter where you are. So the issue is, I don't believe that there is no one without a job, or there's no one without anything to do
in life.
Voluntary work. I always told young people that if you want to be a doctor, if you want to own a supermarket and there's no job, why can't you go and volunteer and work for the supermarket for free? I know you are not recruiting. I know you've got enough employees.
Wow.
But I'm just here to work for free. But in working for free, what are you doing?
Empowering yourself.
You're empowering yourself.
Sure.
So you've got so many young people that are seated at home and saying there's no jobs. But there's jobs all around. I would term it, people are just lazy.
All right.
If you want to build yourself, you work, irrespective you're being paid for it or you're not being paid for it. And the most amazing people that I've seen that have built the most amazing businesses, it's people that in their lifetime, they engage in voluntary work. Because if you can work for free, you can imagine what that person will be able to do if they are working for a company. So in my company, the first thing that I always ask people before I recruit them, have you ever engaged in a voluntary work?
Wow.
If they haven't, already I discount that. Yeah. Because anyone that is able to give their time without being paid, it shows you a lot about that kind of a person.
True.
That what drives them is beyond just getting paid.
Paid, yeah.
That person is able to achieve bigger things. So when you work, you're empowering yourself. And that experience that you get is not going to disappear. You still have it. And tomorrow, you will use it somewhere else. So it's about how you utilize your time. So I believe there is always something that people are able to do. I've heard youngsters that have said, you know what, we love the work that you're doing. I know you don't have a post for me, but I just want to learn. I want to learn how to code. I want to learn how to design. I want to learn how to do that. We always give guys like that an opportunity.
Yeah, true.
But some of those guys are our managers today. Some of those guys, they've got their own businesses somewhere today. Some of those guys, they've done very well in other countries today. Why? Because it's people that chose to do something than just to sit.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have that. You have heard that. There's, you know, you can't say I've got nothing to do. You can empower yourself by just volunteering to work for someone, and you never know where you go and work. Maybe God has set you up for you to start a business along those lines, and for you to pay for the information, for the stuff that you'll be getting from that company, you need to go through to the university, and it comes back now to say, my parents failed to pay fees for me. But God can give you a job while you learn and you're getting paid. So people, this is one of the champions, one of our own in Zimbabwe, who God has raised and is dishing out information. This information that you are getting, sometimes you can't even able to pay for it. But it's up to you to take the notes as the champions are sharing the news. Okay, let's get out of business. Let's talk about something else. Are you married?
Yes, I'm happily married.
All right.
Yeah.
So looking at the empire that you've built, and I understand you've got so much employees, and most of them is women, ladies, girls. How do you keep yourself from, workers? It's always a norm. Everyone wants to be, to sit on that seat. And how do you now deal with these kind of things, especially within your entrepreneurship setup?
I think it's a matter of discipline.
Okay.
And it's a matter of focus. I think when you're running a business, one of the most important things is to understand why are you there and why are you doing what you're doing. And you have to obviously remain focused in terms of what you're doing. The moment you lose focus, you lose everything. So it depends on how big your vision is. If you're driving something much bigger than you, you will not let small little things interfere with you. And you know what? Family is very important. And most successful people that I know is because they've got a very strong supporting family. So it's only that when people see entrepreneurs, it's them that they see. But there's a lot of work that is done in the background. There's a lot of stressful days that you want to give up. And you always got a wife that says, you know what, I know you can do this. So they are your number one believer in what you do. In as much as sometimes it doesn't make any sense, they still believe in you and they still support you. And that support is what gets most of the entrepreneurs going. It's what gets us going. Without that fuel, some of us would have given up long back ago.
Yeah, true.
But you've got someone who's constantly supporting. So for me, that is very important. Like what we have said is, I believe women are very special. They've got a special gift that we don't have as men. Sometimes they see beyond challenges.
That's true.
And they are very resistant to difficulties. I always laugh with my friends and say, men, we are always viewed as very strong, but we are actually very weak when you compare to women. Women, they can go past challenges easily than us men. We are scared of challenges. So for me, those are the things. And even if you see how we are recruiting, we recruit more women than men. Most companies, they tend to succeed when they've got more women and women power. Yeah.
Wow. You have heard it for yourself. Behind every successful man, there is a beautiful wife. And Mr. Gwatidzo is married, happily married. And the woman has been the source also of her inspiration. So you are aspiring to start a business, you are aspiring to start something great. Make sure you have a powerful woman who is always backing you up. If you are a lady, make sure you have a powerful man who is always backing you up. In conclusion, Mr. Gwatidzo, what religion are you, and what role does it play in your business?
I'm a Christian, and Christianity is the foundation of my business. I think everything that I've done, I've seen the hand of God work in everything that I do. There's many things that if I was not a believer, I would have easily given up. But knowing who I am and what I'm able to do because I'm a child of God, it has always inspired me to do the undoable, the things that everyone would say a black person will never do this. A person from Zimbabwe will never do this. But because I know that, you know what, I come from a different kingdom, I'm not limited by what I see. I can achieve far greater things, and that has been a biggest inspiration. And also having, you know, men and women of God that support you when things are difficult, that pray with you and that encourage you, it always gives you fuel to continue going. And always knowing that there's a God somewhere who's looking after me, I think is the best inspiration that one can ever have, and the biggest motivator to continue going and doing what you are doing.
Amen.
Yeah.
We praise God. Thank you so much, Mr. Gwatidzo, for coming and sharing insightful tips on how you become a perfect and blessed entrepreneur. And I believe he has been a blessing to you. And for more, please stay tuned on Be Inspired until we meet again on the next episode. God bless you.
The Lord expects us to be creative, innovative, and empowering. To achieve this, join Pastor Lenny on the next episode of Be Inspired as he gives us some more life success tips. Thank you all for listening to this episode of Be Inspired. I hope you have been inspired by today's program, and I also hope you will put to act and practice everything that we have discussed today. Let's meet again next time as Pastor Lenny gives us more success tips.